Hey, what's up everybody? Mike Lovelace with Lovey's Fat Life, and right here on the Blackstone today, the 36-inch Pro Series Blackstone Griddle we got. We're gonna fix one of my favorite side items. Love it, love it, love it, especially if you're doing low carb, keto friendly, Atkins, but it's fried cabbage. I do this in a skillet inside all the time. This time we're gonna try it on the Blackstone Griddle. Hope you guys hang out with us. Grab your favorite beverage, blah, 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 blah. Grab your favorite beverage, kick back, enjoy the ride, and let's cook some fried cabbage on the Blackstone.
All right, for fried cabbage, you're gonna need a tad of cayenne pepper. We got some apple smoked bacon here. You're gonna need a can of chicken broth, and then just regular pepper and cayenne pepper. You can salt this to your taste, but the chicken broth has a lot of salt in it. I use 2 heads of cabbage because I'm cooking this to eat on for the whole week.
All right, put a little bit of oil on here. We're only going to run the 3 burners, the 3 on this side, on the right side. We're going to use a pound of thick cut bacon. This is thick cut bacon.
All right, so if you've ever wondered what that press is for, it's not only for making smash burgers. This down here in the South, we call it a bacon press, but it actually helps on the fat that is not touching the griddle or the cast iron skillet. You put that on those ends and it puts it down closer to the griddle, actually flat on the griddle, and it'll help cook that up, also help it look nice and straight. All right, so we're going to use this bacon grease to fry up our cabbage here. What I'm doing here is just trying to separate the actual grease from like the burnt pieces. You can leave that in there if you want to, but there was quite a bit from the bacon, so I was putting some of the more burnt stuff into the drain and keeping that good bacon grease. All right, so once you dump this out, you want to keep this moving pretty good. I mean, you want to brown it up real good on all sides, so you're going to constantly be stirring this around. I'm going to show a time lapse now so we can show you exactly, how much we do it. No use in showing you the whole time, but again, you want to keep this moving. I got all 4 burners on now. You're just spreading this cabbage out and letting it dissolve down, and we'll get ready to show the time lapse here. Okay, on this time lapse here, I'm stirring it back and forth. I also like to use a little bit of water. You can use the chicken broth during this time too, and you pour it on there, squirt it on there, and then close the lid and let it steam up again. This is a time lapse, so you're seeing it a lot faster than normal, but that steam will help also dissolve and render down the cabbage. All right, now's the time to add a little bit of black pepper and then also a tad of cayenne pepper. I like, this right here is going to be up to your taste and what you like, how hot you like it. Here I just sprinkle a little bit on all of it. It had just a tad of heat to it. Of course, if you want more, just add more, but that's, again, that personal preference. All right, so you can do this two ways at this point. You can either throw your chicken broth into this and your bacon, crunched up bacon, or in this situation here, I put mine into a full pan, and then once I get this full pan full, I turn around and I add my chicken broth, and I crunch up my baking that has been sitting over to the side and on napkins. That's how I do mine. Now, I've seen and heard of other people turn around and leave this still on the griddle. Again, pour the chicken broth on top of it. Put the lid down, and you just constantly have to be stirring it as well. Again, this was just simple for me to go ahead and put it in this full pan and let it kind of sit down in this chicken broth and let the cabbage soak up the chicken broth. That's how I normally do it inside on a skillet. So this is how I did it this time on the Blackstone. All right, so now we're taking that pound of bacon that we fried up and has been laying on napkins to get a little bit of that grease out of it, even though we've had a ton of bacon grease on this to start with. But we're just making this real fine, or not too fine, but just breaking it up and putting it in with the cabbage and chicken broth. This is where if you didn't want to fry up bacon, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you didn't want to fry up bacon, you just turn around and you can put bacon bits in this. Some people even, instead of using bacon, use sausage, which is really good as well. But like the Polish sausages or kielbasa. Here I'm pulling the full lid down to just keep some of that heat in here. And as it steams up, it'll go back down. You could put a lid on top of this as well, whatever you wanted to do.
And it smells great. Woo! Love some fried cabbage. I'm gonna let this burn off a little bit, burn that chicken broth. This cabbage has been kind of soaking in it for a little while. It's gonna be some good eats. All right, so at this point, this is pretty much done. You can either just leave it in the pan like it is, maybe put another pan up underneath it so it didn't get grease or the oil or residue anywhere. I'm gonna flip this over, go ahead and let the griddle hit it one more time real quick, and then put it in my half pan over there. And look how good that looks. Got the bacon bits in there, you can smell that. Chicken broth, the cabbage. Good stuff here. And we also been cooking on low. I'm gonna go ahead and cut them off. Two heads will make up about a half pan, which is plenty. We eat on this, or I do, all week long. There you go. It's gonna be some good eats. We're gonna try it here in a second. All right, we're getting ready to try this out. Big old spoonful of this fried cabbage. Let's see what it tastes like. Man, woo, that'll make you slap your mama. That cabbage is still crisp. It's got that little bit of a chicken broth taste to it, cooked perfect. That thick cup apple smoked bacon in it. Just a tad of heat from the cayenne and black pepper. Not too salty. I'm telling you, same thing you do inside in the skillet, you can do on the Blackstone Griddle. We're gonna be eating on this all week, at least I am anyway, doing low carb. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. Definitely try out this recipe for fried cabbage. You do it inside on in a skillet. You can do it right here on the Blackstone as well. Thank you guys.